Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I am your host, Brett McCollum, and I'm here today with Alicia Shepherd. And today we're going to talk about all things commercial. But before we do, at Investor Fuel, guys, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs to 2 to 5x their businesses to allow them to build the businesses they've always wanted and allow them to live the lives they've always dreamed of. Without further ado, Alicia, how are you?
Dude, Brett, I'm great. How are you today?
Oh my gosh, I'm incredible. We spent probably, I don't know, I probably took too long of your time, getting to know each other before the show.
Never. There's plenty of time.
I was so, guys, I'm excited to talk with her. We mutually, we have a lot of synergy and things that we do, both real estate, but also kind of in our hobbies and stuff too. But man, this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's do this. Enough about that. Let's back up a little bit, catch people up to speed, give us some history. Who's Alicia?
I love it. Well, I'm Alicia Shepherd. What's up, hot sauce is kind of my go-to phrase. Tell everybody, have it on my coffee cup. I am all things commercial real estate. I am the vice president at KW Commercial. I am one of the founding partners and CEO of Launch Commercial Real Estate Network. And think of it like an institutional commercial real estate brokerage without the brokerage component. So we're a platform service that gives all of the administrative, operational, marketing, data, research, analytic support to a commercial real estate agent, broker, investor, without having to give up all your commission and fee to an institutional shop like a JLL, Colliers, or Cushman. We give that to you at a set economic price point that makes sense, and we let you be the owner of your business along the way. And we think that's revolutionary in the industry. We're really pumped about it. I'm the founder and lead curriculum creator for Nucleus Commercial Real Estate Training. We train about 1,000 agents per year, and we're building, actually, it launches in May. We're pumped about it. A community model in Nucleus where you'll be able to come in, and if, like, let's say you're on an island and lead generating on your own is really hard and kind of lonely, you can jump in and we'll have a digital bullpen, a virtual bullpen that you can jump in every day and like have people from all over the country that are lead generating together. We'll have a resource library, a full training, like on-demand library. It's gonna be really cool. And I do a program called 7 Figures in 90 Days that is a high intense boot camp where I kick your ass up and down the field for 90 days in a group setting for high intensity lead generation and lead conversion, with the objective and non-negotiable goal to go get $1 million of representation fee, so income, in your listing bucket in a 90-day window. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. We have a good time. And on top of all that, I am first and foremost a wife and a mom. I have 4 kids, an 8-year-old little boy who is just the coolest little, like, future soccer kick-ass kid. And we have triplet girls that are 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm an investor. And right now we're about to be owners of a music venue, which I hope we get to talk about some today, because it's a cool model that,
we're going to talk about that.
I hope so. Our journey in commercial real estate has given us so much insight that as we're opening this, we're putting a a business model on top of it that will give us a lot of flexibility, reduce our risk, give us a really cool model to create audience and database around it. That's going to be really cool.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So yeah, that's who I am, and that's what I do. It's a big, fun, messy, playful world, and we have a ton of fun in it.
So that's it.
That's it.
That's
And
all?
sometimes I sleep. Yeah.
And sometimes I sleep, right? Golly, man, so much to unpack on that, because there's a lot going on, but it sounds like, my read anyway, it's like there's a lot of joy in it too, though, and I think that's really special to you, at least. And that's not to say, I'm sure there's days that are more difficult than others, but I can see the joy on when you talk about it, there's joy on your face. And I think that's really special to see that with as much as you've got going on. But let's back up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
You weren't always real estate.
No, this is my second career, and I'm not a day over 25, so I know that's hard to believe. Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. So 25 years ago, what were you doing?
I was born and I started working day one. No, I mean my first career, I was a very successful college dropout. Stopped going to school to go be a musician in Los Angeles. I mean, I was going to school to be in music, so at some point I looked up and I was like, this is not working for me, and I just wanted to get into work, and so I stopped. I wasn't thriving in school.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that wasn't the setting where I was winning, and I didn't feel like a winner. I felt like a failure, so I stopped. And I went home for a second, reset, got to LA, and I started being a songwriter. And I was a staff songwriter for about 8 years. Loved that gig. Got to tour, got to submit songs, got to get placements. Awesome job. And then this word Spotify and Napster started to be like actual real Urban Dictionary descriptions. And I saw the writing on the wall when YouTube came out. My job was going to disappear. And I mean, you look up today, I don't think staff writing is even a thing, because you could go find, I mean, Noah Khan broke out on TikTok. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't need a staff songwriter anymore. They can go find exceptional songwriters, and they don't necessarily need to stack the bench of an okay artist with great songs. Right?
Well,
now they can just go find kick-ass songwriters, put them in a room with a songwriter to tighten things up and rip them and let them go. So it's just a different egosphere. And I saw that coming. So I met a person in my community. That story is a whole nother adventure, and got into commercial real estate. I started as an operations professional. I was on a team as their admin and sole ops transaction coordinator for about 1.5 years. And I just loved that. And I looked up and I saw a ceiling to my earning potential in that seat, and realized I understood the whole back end of the deal. I had zero fear or anxiety about how to manage the contract to close process, how to do due diligence. I understood how to analyze a deal, how to market a deal, how to process the deal, how to control it, how to communicate with clients. Only piece I wasn't doing was getting my butt on the phone. So it was time to change that. I went to a brokerage called Marcus Millchap at that point, and got trained up, got on the phones, and that was that. I got into commercial real estate, and I've been in it for, hard to believe, because again, I'm not a day over 25, Brett. I've been in the industry about 18 years now, and I love it. If you had asked me when I was a kid, what do you want to do when you grow up, I don't think I even knew commercial real estate was an option.
Yeah.
And I think part of my mission now is to make sure that girls and boys like me from communities like what I grew up in understand this is an opportunity. Because there were definitely kids that knew this was an opportunity.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But they came from very wealthy homes and very wealthy backgrounds, right? And that's part of where like the nepotism in this industry is problematic. I want kids from every neighborhood to understand the opportunity that's in commercial real estate. And so I'm very passionate. That's why I have the training companies and things like that.
Well, for a long time, and I don't know that it's this way anymore, but at least when I was growing up, if you didn't know what you wanted to do with your life, you're going to just go be a realtor or something. You don't really know what you want to do. Right.
But not commercial. It's go be a realtor. It's not go be a commercial real estate broker and learn about investment real estate and build wealth and legacy and understand analysis. Right. It's go sell houses. My mom for the first 10 years in this industry was like, you're not doing open houses, right? I was like, Mom, I don't work weekends. I've never sold a house. Like it wasn't until like I got a leadership role at KW that she was like, oh. Like she's like, I guess you don't do open houses. I'm like, I don't do anything like that.
I don't know
anything like that.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been at KW now?
I've been here since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a minute there. That's good.
Yeah.
I was I just know so many people that like they just don't even like the investor world that I more or less represent, right? Like, yes, we have investors that do commercial, but most people they don't get it. Like it's such
that might be the best thing, right? Like if a residential agent doesn't understand commercial and they just go run at a commercial deal to help a client, that's risk, high risk. That's where everyone in the deal is raising their risk to get sued, raising their risk to lose money, raising their risk to really have a problem. Same for an investor. You want a professional that understands what they're doing. Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. It's just there's so many people. It's like I could. Give me an address on a house and I can run the numbers on it in 5 seconds flat, right? You tell me a commercial and I'm like, I'll just go, I don't know.
God bless you. That's the right choice.
I don't know. And there's so much, but I think there's just like in the traditional real estate, like the residential side rather, there's a lot, I would say for more or less for agents as a whole, there's a lack of education. Do you find that to be the same with commercial as well in general?
I think higher. I think it's much higher in commercial because the reality is in residential, once I learn how to sell a house, I could take that just about anywhere in the nation and most of my skill set's going to remain true. And I might need to learn a different paperwork process, but it's going to mostly remain the same. Yeah. In commercial, that's not necessarily true. Market to market, some of the practices change, some of the contracting changes, some of the relationship practices change. Like in LA, prospecting is very phone based. In Austin, it's 100% relationship based. And so how I actually lead generate in a business here as an agent would be wildly different than what I would do in LA, right? It's prime time, grind time on the phones there. And my team here, we're like getting deep in the weeds of like building our own association for small business owner. Yeah, you got to get out in the field. It's different. The other part that's different is you have to really understand at a really intimate level the different product types and service types that exist in commercial real estate. Because I could walk into a warehouse, the industrial sector here, there's 20 different specialized categories just in industrial. And I could walk into an office building and there's another 20 plus in both of these specialized categories in office. And by the way, there are unique vocabularies, unique glossaries, unique negotiation terms, unique strategies. Everything inside these two product types are like different divisions of their own.
Yeah.
And so people specialize in just product types. And in commercial, you'll have people that walk in and are like, I do all of it. And those agents aren't typically super successful because that's like trying to master the entire encyclopedia. It's just too much knowledge to do. Whereas the agents that are really successful here are the ones that say, I'm going to get really knowledgeable in one silo. And so the education factor here is limitless. And it's also, you have to go find it out on your own. It's not well organized. It's not something that people have intentionally made very accessible.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That's part of why I have Nucleus. I'm working to change that game. I'm finding trainers that want to make that accessible, that want to be the face of saying, like Bruce Side's a partner of mine in that. He says, I'm the guy that's going to start telling people very transparently, here's how Office works. And we're making training series. Here's how Office works. Here's the base of it. The core product in Nucleus is, here is the 101 of commercial real estate. You want to get started? Here's 101 level. Here's core.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Woo. That's really great.
Yeah.
So all right. I didn't want to blow past this, by the way. So triplets, question mark.
That's the part a lot of people like. They get that like, what? You said what? Yeah, triplets. Yeah, we had them during COVID. So, it was wild.
Yeah, that was probably planned perfectly, right? I'm sure that's what the plan was. We're going to have triplets.
Yeah, 100%. We did have triplets. It was IVF. Everyone always asks that question, so I just out the story right there. We had 3 embryos from IVF, and we got 4 kids. We won the IVF lottery.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I just actually did an Instagram live this last Tuesday. You can go to my Instagram, ask Alicia Shepherd, and you can see the Instagram I did. I did a tour of Orvy's Hall right before we're closing, and I told the story of like how we got pregnant with the triplets and the lesson I learned actually about the risk of 5%. I tell that story there. But yeah, we had triplets, and they're 4 now, and every day is like watching the coolest social experiment. We live in a lifelong slumber party, and it's very cool to watch. It's very
cool. I mean, that's so. I mean, I have friends that have triplets and things like that, and walking through some of that with them and knowing stuff, and it's I mean, the first couple of years, that's the watch, like it's all hands on deck, right? And how did you balance some of the, like, obviously what you do inside of KW and just in general in life, like how were you able to kind of balance that?
I would be lying if I said balance is a word in my world. Yeah. I think it's more of, you ever seen that game where they have like all the different like colored boxes and they're stacked in columns and you have to move them around to get them in order?
Yeah.
That's what my world looks like. That's what my calendar looks like. That's what my task prioritization looks like. I've always got a journal that's organized where my weekly page is broken down with like my 8 core categories and my to-dos. Yeah. And like, that's my day. And I do that daily.
Yeah.
And I just cross off like, this is what I'm managing today. And some of it, I don't do all of this personally, but it's the reminders of like, this is what I need to hand off. This is what I need to execute on. This is what I need to schedule. This is what I need to learn. Some of it's stuff that like, I need to go read something. I need to hunt down something. And it's not balance. I think balance, if you want to have a big world, balance is a hallucination.
Yeah.
And if you want balance and you want a big world, you're not going to give it up right now.
Yeah.
Too bad, bud. Yeah.
So I have a coach mentor that he's famous for saying, there's no such thing as time management, as if you can control time. But there is such a thing as
there's mastery. There's mastery. You learn to master your time. And I think mastery is learning how to own that when other people ask for your time, you are allowed to tell them no.
Right.
Someone else's priority does not get to own your calendar.
That's it. That was the finishing point, was there is priority management, however.
Yeah. And other people's priorities try to live on our calendars all the time. You just have to be willing to say, nope, not today. That's mine.
That's so good. That's actually rewind that, guys. Listen to that again. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a nice little segue for us. So I'm looking behind you, and on the wall there, I see what appears to be a Les Paul. Am I seeing that?
No, this is I'll grab it. This is an Ace guitar. I should
It
remember I
looks
have headphones on. This is a custom out of Canada. I've had this one.
It looked
Again,
like a
I'm
Les
not over
Paul
25, but this is
Gretsch.
probably, I've had this guitar probably 25 years. It's custom out of Canada.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really, really sweet guitar. I love this one. I keep it in my office because I can noodle on it and it's not too loud because I don't plug it in.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet number. Love it. Handmade guitar out of Canada, custom. I bought it used at a shop in Montana, like a gazillion years ago. Yeah.
So you guys didn't hear this, but before the show, Alicia and I were talking about, like, we're both musicians. We were kind of nerding out a little bit over some stuff, and
Yeah.
I spotted that, and I saw the cut, and then I saw where the pickup switch is there, and then I was like, but then I saw I was like, maybe it's a Gretsch. I couldn't quite.
It does like impersonate a Gretsch a little bit when you're looking at his profile. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe it is, So
yeah, it's got a really cool sound. It's got a little bit of like a bluesy sound, and I play a lot of like Brandy Carlisle, folk Americana style type stuff. Yeah. I've got a big like raspy. If Adele and Amy Winehouse were one human being, that's kind of where my style of vocal technique lives. And so a bluesy guitar does great for me.
You and I could never work together. We'd never get anything done, by the way. So
True story.
But on that note, you mentioned music venue.
Yeah, we actually are closing contract tomorrow on a Roadhouse. I live in Austin, Texas these days. I lived in LA for 18 years. I've been here for 3. We're buying a Roadhouse. It's like a very Texas things sounding to me, but it's in a little town called Burton, Texas.
As in the restaurant Roadhouse, correct?
Yeah, it's a combination. It's got a bar, it's got a music venue space, and it has a restaurant.
This is a chain, right? Texas Roadhouse is a chain restaurant.
No, this is not the chain. It's just a Roadhouse in Texas. It's called Burton Roadhouse right now.
Okay.
We're renaming it Orvy's Hall. And the intention is the music venue is going to become a very high-end, small, intimate American songwriter venue based in Burton, Texas. When I say high-end American songwriter venue, I mean I want to bring an artist like Noah Kahan to this venue that's a 200-person capacity. Because can you imagine today an artist like that standing on a stage where only 200 people can be in the room, and you can get a ticket to be in that space with him?
Yeah, that's incredible.
That would be a pretty incredible opportunity. Now, that's not a $10 concert venue, but you're also not in nosebleeds, and that's a unique setting, a unique experience, and we're going to build something exceptional there. So this is what we're curating. However, today it's a Roadhouse in Burton, Texas, off of 290. It's nothing, right? So we're having to get kind of creative how we take it down, and you and I were talking about it, and that's the piece I think we want to kind of like dig into. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever direction you want to go.
So I'm gonna kind of like commercial real estate nerd out for a little bit. Is that okay?
Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna word vomit, but it'll be fine. Brace for impact. So when I look at a building like this, my commercial real estate brain turns on immediately, and I ask 2 questions. 1, how do I create the highest return on investment as quickly as possible? And 2, how do I reduce my risk as fast as possible? Yeah. Those are the 2 things I'm most interested in. I love real estate that I don't actually have to pay for, that pays for itself right out the gate. Especially if I'm going to operate my own business in it. I want to own the business that's here, but I don't have to pay for the real estate, right? How do we do this? So we play a game. I'm looking at really 3 potential things I can space here. I have a bar. I don't live in Burton. I'm about 90 minutes from Burton. I'm not driving to Burton every day to run a bar. And I'm not going to, from a long distance, manage a bar that has high risk of people like swiping my inventory. Like that just sounds like a recipe for disaster. I have a music venue space and I have a restaurant. also not going to go open and run a restaurant from 90 minutes away.
Right.
No, thank
Right.
you. I love to cook, not doing that. So I'll run the music venue. I'll own that business. I can find the right partners where I can have some leverage of someone that's going to go do those things. The music venue also, by the way, we haven't even closed contract. I already have 2 people that have asked, can we record music videos in this space? Hell yes, you bet. I now also have an event rental capability to do this. And if you don't think Mama's going to be promoting that and putting it out as a marketing opportunity for we record music videos here, you lost your mind, because I'm going to start putting some ads out for that. And I'm going to set a goal for how many of those I book, right? So we have that. The restaurant, I'm going to be approaching food trucks or people that want to have a restaurant, but they don't want the risk of like, I need to go get a big lease and take it. They want to test their concept. And we're going to do pop-up rotating restaurants that are 3 or 6 month concepts that want to come in and have a rotating menu. We want to have a rotating menu. So we have always something fresh and new that's coming through that is a short-term commitment. And if it's something awesome that we hit a home run with, cool. We'll bring them back next year or bring them back again. But we want the guests to keep coming back to experience something new so that it doesn't get bored. It doesn't get stale. In a place like this, so many of the times we get very bored menus. Like you walk in all the cafes and they all have the same boring 7 items, right?
Yeah.
Or the food standard comes way down because the assumption is in this location, we can get away with it. And I want to break that model a little bit. I want to make this something special. So we're going to do a rotating menu. I don't have to operate the restaurant. I'm going to have tenants that operate it. And I'm going to put it on triple net leases. Now, triple net lease means they're going to cover the expenses. They're going to cover their own insurance. They're going to cover their own repairs. I don't have any costs that correlate to the kitchen. They break shit, they fix it.
Yep.
I'm giving them an operating kitchen. They need to pay for the utilities for the kitchen. So I will have them do reimbursements to me based on the square footage that the kitchen has, and then they will do that. Now for the bar, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to seasonally rent the bar per quarter or 6 months to breweries and distilleries in Texas. I'm actually looking in, could I do 2 at once? Could I put a distillery and a brewery in there at the same time? Could I put a winemaker and a distillery in there at the same time? I don't know. Let's find out. So I'm seeing like how much layering can I put on top of these things, and I'm putting venues in there where they are having their own like residency behind the bar. They'll run and operate that piece. We'll have terms in a lease agreement, so it's contracted and document. They have a start date and an end date. They'll come in and do it. I have an additional cooler in the back that I'm actually already working on talking with a local brewery that just needs space to brew. They're going to get that cooler to just brew in all the time. So I've already got, like, I'm leveraging the space to bring in lease agreements. So the real estate will have subtenancy agreements inside of it that take care of itself, reduce my costs, reduce my risk, and I'll get to own and run a music venue that checks off a life box dream and goal for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it'll be a ton of fun. And my experience in commercial real estate is what taught me the opportunities to do this.
That's what I was going to ask you. So the commercial side of it and having all the different pieces that you've seen over the years and, allowing you to think outside the box even, because in the residential side, I think the only thing I could liken that to would be like the Airbnb model or the short-term, some kind of a short-term, model, midterm model even, right?
That's right.
That's kind of the likening to it, but it's very niche specific, which in an Austin area part of the world, I think that's incredibly genius where, the food scene is not like, some of the cafes are like, but I mean, there's all kinds of, it's a foodie city. You can go find competing. You got to create something cool.
Well, and this is 90 minutes out. They don't have to do that there.
Yeah.
Right? Like the rest, there's, I think 3 restaurants in Burton, and it's like the bar is low.
It's Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Like that is so cool.
That's right. And I want to make it something exciting for them. And so what I think is the part that I would want someone listening to this to think about, right? Yeah. Alicia, I'm not a commercial real estate agent. So, I mean, that's cool for you, but why would I need to do that? Well, my encouragement would be, do you have a dream that you would want to facilitate? And you need real estate to be able to do it. And that real estate cost feels like it's a gate for you. Cool. Come take a class with us that helps you understand how to leverage commercial leasing so that you could buy the real estate, reduce your costs, reduce your risk, and make your dream accessible. When you can understand how to use commercial real estate leasing to your benefit, you can do so much in this world, because everything's possible when you can take the cost out of real estate that goes into owning it. The minute I went to a lender and said, here's what I'm going to do with this, they're like, oh, we'll give you the loan for this all day. I just had to have the down payment. That's it.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, that was actually, you kind of beat me to the punch a little on that. I was like, so obviously this is a show for real estate investors. And not to say there's not, commercial agents and residential agents. I'm sure there's a ton of people like that too. But the application for the everyday investor I'm not saying, guys, and I'm not saying like start something new today. No, you'll get swept up to sea if you do that. Be careful. But opening your eyes, to what the possibility is, like, how do we educate the everyday investor to, all right, hey, at least start exploring this? Because the vision that you're able to cast, by the way, to me, abundantly clear. But I want to, how do we make this more accessible for the everyday investor?
I think you just said a word, vision, and really a statement, the vision you're able to cast. Right? Mm-hmm. I think if you want to make it accessible, the first thing you have to do is be able to define the exact vision you want. And so, Burton, for me, actually, this project is one piece of a much larger project. We probably need a whole nother 5 podcasts for that. I want to turn this whole town into something. And the only reason this piece of real estate is doing what it's doing right now is because it was the first one that went to market, and I'm actually starting it earlier than I wanted to. I want to convert this whole town into a tourist destination, and I want to build a hill country, high-end 5-star resort that I JV with a Montage or a Sundance. And I have massive vision for this. That's a 10-year plan here.
Yeah.
I was hoping to start next year, but it's fine. 2025. Let's roll. We do it. But what you have to do is, before you start anything, is define the vision of what you want and write that down. If you can write down with extreme clarity what you want, you are already 50% of the way to having it. Because solving it, if your brain can define it, you've already solved the problem.
That's really good.
The next piece is just start taking action. That's it. The hardest piece is defining it.
Yeah, say that again. So
you just have to define it and write it down. When we write it down, our brain does something interesting. We have this thing called the reticular activation system. You ever heard of this?
I have.
Okay, so if you have it and you're listening, it's programming, which creates our thoughts, which creates our feelings, that's the rhythm that puts us into action or inaction, depending on which one you trigger. And that's going to create your result, which then feeds the next round of programming. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. Whether you like it or not, every single one of us has this little rhythm going all day long with everything we do. So if your programming's jacked up, you're going to have some really shitty thinking. Sorry, darling, you're going to have a hard day. So fix that. But if you want something, when you write it down, let's just say I jot it down on this little note card on my paper. I want to lose 10 pounds, right? I write it down. I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, how the hell do you intend to do it? I'm going to do it by walking 15,000 steps every day for the next 2 months. I'm going to focus on that, and I'm going to stop drinking soda. I want to lose 10 pounds by walking 15,000 steps every day, and I'm going to give up soda, period. Now, you're going to take this little paper, and you're going to put it up on the wall where your little eyeballs see that every day. Put it somewhere you're looking at every day, right?
Yeah.
Boom. What are you doing? You're programming because you read it. So now, whether you like it or not, that programming has you thinking, I got to take 15,000 steps today. I'm not going to drink that soda. This isn't soda, by the way. It's my green tea. But you're thinking it, which then when you don't make the steps, you get the feeling while you're sitting your tush down at your desk, I need to get up and go take a walk. You get the feeling, I'm going to drink the green tea instead of the soda. So then you do action or inaction. I'm not going to drink that soda. I'm going to get my butt up and go take those steps because I want my jeans to fit better. And then that gets you the result, which makes you feel better. My jeans fit better. Ooh, I think I look better in those jeans. I feel better about myself. I'm going to go take some more steps. And you kick off your Raz. So when you can write it down, you're 50% of the way to solving it because you program yourself to do the shit. You define it and write it down. You're half the way there. So when I looked at this building, and I mean, my real estate agent knew I was looking at this town, and she called me. I was actually I was in Oklahoma on this reality. I was on a reality show last year. It hasn't come out yet, called The Blocks. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not like a big crazy one. It's a startup incubator. It's supposed to come out sometime soon. I don't know when. We'll see. But it was a competition. I did really well. No spoilers. But I was at this competition. She calls me. She goes, Alicia, the Roadhouse just went on the market. I said, you gotta be kidding me. She's like, it did. And I'm like, I am not where I can think about that right now. She's like, we have to put an offer in today. And I'm like, write the offer, tell whatever they're listing it for. I didn't want to pay what she listed it for, but it's fine. Done. I was hoping I could get seller carried finance. She didn't want to do seller carried. Well, damn it, let's go. Okay, fine. We'll do it. So we went under contract, we got control of the property. This is not the first one I wanted to buy because it's one of the more expensive properties in the town. I wanted to go pick off all the little inexpensive ones first. I'll take down the most expensive one first. Fine, whatever. So we do it. In my hotel room that day, I wrote down, what am I going to do with this Roadhouse? What the hell am I going to do with this Roadhouse? I have no idea. I don't want to own a bar and a restaurant. So I thought about it. I am going to buy this Roadhouse and make sure that I monthly am spending $0 to hold and operate it, period. And I put that up in front of me and I solved the puzzle. That's all you have to do. And then I started having the vision, man, I've always wanted to own a music venue. It'd be really cool to go be able to be, I want to play a gig next month. I own the stage I can play that shit on. No one can tell me I can't play that gig.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yeah, that's
Write
really
it down.
Powerful.
Write it down.
So there's a biblical principle on that even too. It's in an obscure passage. Habakkuk. Here, right? Spell that one. There's 2 K's in it. Just a spoiler. Write the vision down. Make it plain that those who see it can run with it.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. The simpler you make it, the more you will do it.
That's so good though. I'm so glad you said that because I think that anybody, like, it's practical across life, not just commercial or residential, or like if y'all aren't even interested in real estate, and which I don't know why you're listening, but if you're not even interested in it, it's still just that's probably the most practical thing that any one of us can do. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So when you write it down, if you're tempted, like some of us can be, to put big flourishy words and make it sound very fancy and complicated because someone else might read it and you want to sound very like you write very beautiful goals. Like, it's not poetry. It's an action you're going to take. Make it sound like a to-do list. Simple.
Yep.
Simple. Dumb it down.
Stupid, right?
Yeah. Keep it stupid simple.
Ooh, even
That's
better.
a better way to put that. Keep it stupid simple. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Well, man, we could keep doing this. Literally, I know we can do this all day. But if people want to reach out and connect with you, like I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier, what's the best way for that to happen?
Man, my best these days is on Instagram. It's really easy to find me. Ask Alicia Shepherd. You can also go to aliciashepherd.com, and it's spelled like the biblical way, Shepherd. There's no A, 0 A's. When I was dating my husband, he told me his last name gets misspelled a ton, and I was like, that seems crazy. And then I misspelled it, and he was like, see, you misspelled it. And I was like, there's no A in that? He's like, there's no A in that. And I was like, oh. Well, okay. And now that I have it, I'm like, it gets misspelled a ton. No A. There's no A, and there's no double P's. Yeah. Shepherd. But Ask Alicia Shepherd on Instagram is a really easy way to find me. If you want to check out 7 and 90 because you're ready to like go get serious results and you think I'm a style of candidness that might light you up and help you get some results. I help dozens of people per year get into $1 million production. Go check out 7in90.com. I'll kick your ass at a pretty high gear pretty quick. Brent Line, who we both know, has done the program with me, and we have a lot of fun with that. Those are the ways you come find me. I'm that redheaded gal. I'm all things commercial real estate. Hard to miss.
That's incredible, man. This is so much fun. I really appreciate you being here with me. This has been an honor for me. You're an inspiration to so many people, and I'm excited to follow along the journey as well. And guys, I encourage you to do the same thing. It'll be in the show notes, guys. Everything she just said will be in the show notes. I encourage you to link up as quickly as possible with Alicia, and you won't be disappointed.
Appreciate it, friend. Thanks for having me on today. All
right. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.